Cook takes 9 as 25 wickets tumble on day 1. Northamptonshire have put in gritty display after gritty display across the duration of the LV County Championship and would hope to sign off with another victory. Essex the destination this time. They were dominant at the Oval last week, denied the win by the weather. The visitors won the toss in Chelmsford and chose to bat, but found themselves on the back foot early. Vasconcelos out for 2 in the 3rd over. Proctor followed, the score in double figures, but the number 3 added just 4. They were up to 25 when Keogh followed LBW to Cook. Essex were pressing home their advantage already. Saif Zaib, the latest man to fall, out LBW to Snater for 4. Rossington and Gay recovered to at least find 50 for Northamptonshire, but they couldn't hold their hosts off for very long. Gay out LBW to Porter for 38. Josh Cobb could only add 1 before he fell the same way to Cook. The Essex bowler had another in the over, the final action before lunch seeing Tom Taylor taken behind for a 2-ball duck. Northamptonshire headed into the break, already in trouble at 60 for 7. Rossington returned from the break looking to take the attack back to Essex. Cook launched over the ropes by the Northamptonshire captain. That shot though would be his last, the score up to 81, and it would go no further. He was out LBW for 14 to the next ball. Kerrigan fell for a duck, trapped in front for Cook's 5th of the innings. He'd finished with figures of 5 for 21. And it was all at an end in the next over. Sales out for 12, caught by Cook off Porter, and Northamptonshire's first innings had been wrapped up within 35 overs. It had been a blistering performance from Essex, led by Porter with 4 and Cook with 5, and not a single extra conceded by the hosts. Gay's top score of 38 was more than double what any other visiting batsman had managed. Time for Northamptonshire to try and fight back with the ball. The hosts avoided the same damaging start that had left Northamptonshire on the back foot early on, but it wasn't plain sailing for Brown and Cook. Brown fell to White, caught in the slips for 20, and then Cook soon followed, courtesy of a decent low grab from Cobb. Lawrence took up the responsibility and took on the bowling to push the score past 50 runs. Boundaries came thick and fast. The number 4 scored at more than a run a ball. Rymel, though, wouldn't be able to stick with him. A gap left between bat and pad, and Proctor went straight through it to take his off stump. With a boundary punched through the offside, Lawrence made sure Essex eclipsed the visitors' total. His knock proved to be just a cameo, though. Out for 33 off 29, caught at first slip off Proctor. Pepper and Walter stuck in there, and they took the score past 100. Essex were now building a handy lead. The score was up to 118 for 4 at tea. Essex were pegged back after the break, boundaries dried up, and the pressure told. Pepper out to Taylor for 13. And then Walter followed him back to the pavilion, bowled by the first ball of Taylor's next over. They'd added just 18 to the score when Harmer fell, caught by Sales off White for 5. Snater too fell to White, caught behind for 4 with the score still shy of 150. Adam Wheater made sure they'd reached that mark with the single they needed, but Essex were now 8 down and their lead was just creeping into the 70s. It was up to 79 when Cook fell for another to White, out for 4, caught behind, and Northamptonshire were 1 wicket away from returning to the middle with bat in hand for the second time. The score was 170 and the lead 89 when Taylor wrapped it up. Wheater bowled for his side's top score of 34, the game moving along at a frenetic pace. There's clearly something in the wicket in Chelmsford. In less than a day's play, 20 wickets had fallen, and only Emilio Gay had scored more than Adam Wheater's 34. Taylor and White weren't complaining though, each finished with 4 wickets. But once again, Essex struck early. Vasconcelos out for just 1 LBW to Cook in the second over. Gay followed in the next, the score just 3 when he was caught behind. They were at least in the 20s when Keogh fell for 2, caught by Alistair Cook off his namesake's bowling. Kerrigan too fell to Cook, out for a 5-ball duck. And he wasn't done there. Sales stumps left in a mess. His wicket, the final action of the day. Northamptonshire ended the day at 23 for 5, and they were heading towards defeat. 25 wickets had tumbled on day 1, leaving the match heading into what could be the second and final day if the visitors don't improve. They're currently trailing Essex by 66 runs. The hosts' dominant position, though, is largely thanks to Sam Cook, who has 9 in the match. Northamptonshire need to rediscover that grit, and fast.